Colton Maag. This is my build. I called it Home Sweet Home because we've created kind of a home for refugees of a zombie apocalypse here. So it's down in a subway in a big crowded city was the idea going on with it. The theme at BrickSlopes this year was zombie apocalypse, creepy type stuff. So we built it for this. So we've just kind of got a bunch of different features going on right at the front, just kind of the main area. We've got like an infirmary, some couches, little food area going on up in there. They can relax after a hard day of scavenging. And then if you kind of continue around, we've got our armory going on, just all the weapons they could find throughout there, and just a lot of fun little ones. All the classic zombie weapons I'm trying to put in there: baseball bats, axes, chainsaws, just all the gnarly stuff. So I try to incorporate anything like I'd feel like I'd want in a zombie apocalypse building. So down in the hallway, we've got a little generator running. Honestly, my lights have dimmed down a lot since it's at the end of the show, so that continues around. And then out on the other side, we've got a kind of the little bedroom going on down there, and emergency weapons in the corner, just a lot more of the zombie weapons, shall we say. Just, I don't know.
You've got to be able to protect yourself. It's important to have all the armory.
As many weapons as I could cram onto this thing that's what it's all about when it's zombies, so.
So then we kind of come to the surface level here. It's much more chaotic what's happening up here.
Yeah, so this crew went out for a run trying to pick up some more supplies, and came back to a bunch of zombies trying to break down the door, and they're chasing them in. So we've got a couple members of the BBG coming out to help them. This front one's me. We've got Corey Mitchell jumping over the fence and Steve Peterson on the grenade launcher there. So they're running down from my bunker back here. So yeah, just a whole bunch of little details, trying to cram in whatever I can. And
I love the tower here kind of build up on the shipping crates.
Yeah, exactly. So it's supposed to be kind of like a relief base. Military came in, now trucks are broken down. There's just all the empty shells and whatnot around, and the crates were left, so you might as well use them.
And what about the vehicle here?
Yeah, so vehicle's obviously broken down, otherwise they'd love to use it. So.
And it's built really well. You've even got kind of space in the back to put some cargo in there.
Yep, a lot of cargo space. That's a one of the mini build kits that they hide throughout the show, and the kids are supposed to find. So somebody came and stuck that in the back of that for me.
And then obviously one of the best parts of the build is this fantastic building here, which is built so wonderfully. So take us through some of the architectural details on that.
I just kind of started throwing that together. Honestly, I'd been working on all this for a couple of weeks before the show, and the building was the very last thing that came together. So just over a course of a night or two, I just threw that all together, and it worked out very well. I'm all about using the actual bricks when it comes to buildings like this. Tried to incorporate a 45-degree front angle on the door, and just a lot of different details, like the brickwork starting to get shot out and break down, and they've got a radio tower up on the top, and you can kind of see the wires running down through the building, going down into the bunker, and just a whole bunch of little details, trying to work in whatever I can.
I love this building technique with the tiles on the corners that kind of pop out and give that like 3D masonry effect.
Yeah, so that's just a bunch of snot bricks going down there and trying to alternate them. Just as much texture as you can get on a build is best you could do, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's excellent work. What's the interior like? Is there just kind of all structural in there? Is there any interior?
There is no interior. That was the goal. I wanted to build each floor, but I just ran out of time. So it's just walled up the back, and that's so. Maybe I'll tear into it and rebuild an interior. Just love the build, but we'll see.
One of the smaller details of this build that I love is kind of how lifelike it feels with the road lines here. So how did you incorporate some of those elements to kind of give that very realistic feel to the build?
So that's a snot-built road. So we've got just the studs coming out sideways and just a whole bunch of 1x8 bricks laid down, and
Yeah, it creates like a crosswalk and then even like the yellow lines in the middle
Yeah,
here as well.
exactly. Yep. So we've got divider lines and kind of some asphalt patches, trying to change up the color down there and whatnot. So, um,
And then structurally for the whole build here, did you start with these areas on the very bottom and build up, or how does that all work to make sure that the building wasn't going to collapse down here on top of it?
yeah. So it starts as a solid base, and then it's built. It originally was going to be built on a mills and come apart, and then once I started putting lighting into it, that got too complicated. So the bottom is just connected by Technic pins, and then it comes up and it's got an entire Technic frame built underneath this level that connected everything, and all the lights are running through it, and that's supporting this building on the back. And the building is it's not attached; it's just sitting there, so I can remove it, and that's where my batteries for my lights are and stuff are in the building. So.
Do you have any idea how many pieces are in the whole build here?
I do not, honestly. I just throwing it all together. I don't even have a guess, honestly.
Now, with any zombie creation, people always wonder, is it based on like a movie or TV show or anything? Was there any particular inspiration, or is it just like general kind of zombie attack?
General zombie attack. I mean, love The Walking Dead. I would have built a tank and put it here on the corner just for that first season of Walking Dead when Rick gets stuck in the tank. I love that scene. But I had a Humvee, so I put that in here instead. And then me and my wife play a lot of zombie video games, State of Decay and Dying Light and all those type of things. So we're just a bunch of zombies got incorporated, just pulling from all sorts of sources. So. Yeah. I mean, I should have mentioned this right at the beginning. Me and my wife actually built this together, so Sierra Moggs is part of this build as well. But so she was all about doing all the details, coming together on that. She did a lot of the understructure, basically all the fun stuff that actually brings it to life. Whereas I built a lot of the building structures. So.
I love a good team effort here, and like you said, it takes kind of both elements together to create the whole scene here with all those fun little details in addition to the buildings and the structure.
Yeah, definitely. So, we're a great team on stuff like this. She loves the details, so.
And speaking of the details, I love kind of the train track section down here, and you've even got kind of the plant pieces, so like maybe some like cats at the end there. What else is in there?
Oh, yeah, exactly. So we try to just kind of, I mean, it's an old subway, so there would have been trash down there originally, and then after an apocalypse happens, then it's just going to get filled up with more. So plants have started growing through. We've got... honestly, I can't even remember everything we put down in there. Just cats, as you've already said. We've got a rat around on the other side, I believe we've that's running through. There's a couple rats throughout, and they're obviously trying to take care of them. They don't want a rat infestation down in their house, so.
Yeah, excellent work. You've also got a couple other builds over here that I wanted to point out here. I especially love this one with the kind of library on top and then a whole treasure scene underneath there. So if you can, tell us a little bit about this build.
So I love gold pieces. I try to get as many as I can, and I've just collected a box of them, and I was just like, I need to build a treasure room for all this. So I just started building away, and I was like, well, how am I going to incorporate this? So I also love reading books, so I'm just like, hey, there we go. I'm lost in a good book. So they're the same minifig, just so that's me up there, and I'm reading my book and having the adventure in the book of discovering this big treasure room down in the base there. So that was kind of where that came from.
No, that's so much fun, and I love how it's like you in both cases there and exploring. So what are some of your favorite gold or metallic elements down here? Anything that you included that really stands out?
So I mean, tons of Easter eggs down there. Basically anything gold from any genre. We've got Star Wars, Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, Johnny Thunder, just all of her down there. I'd say one of my favorites is the Golden Idol from Indiana Jones is definitely a favorite piece. And then the chrome breastplate and helmet in the back there, it's also one of my favorites. I can't remember what set that one came from, but basically chrome silver and chrome gold those are just always fun pieces to have incorporated. So
and then even the way you did the landscaping on top is great, so kind of just like resting on top there as it opens up to the cavern underneath, and the walls, you can see great use of the masonry bricks like you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I'm kind of a sucker for masonry bricks. I'd put them on everything as long as I'm doing a building. So yeah, I mean, the whole idea is kind of like the book, the library, is getting overgrown by the jungle that this pirate explorer has just gone through. So it's well, and then if you kind of look up top, there's actually a decent amount of the same pieces incorporated up top. So the pirate has his cutlass, his hat, the map, and if you look up on the top, I've put the same cutlass, pirate hat, the map is up there as well. So kind of just trying to tie it together, top and bottom. So
That works really well. Another excellent build here. So thank you so much for taking us through these builds and for putting the time and effort in to bring these out to the show here. And can't wait to see what you have in the future. I appreciate it.
oh yeah.